Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
What you guys doing out here?
We was just chilling, that's all.
Just chilling.
It was getting hot in the car, so I just took my shirt off.
Well, when I walked up, you were putting your shorts on.
But y'all ain't saying nah, I ain't even gonna wake that tea up. Wake that tea up.
And today we are here to end off another wonderful week's worth of content. Well, yes. Nico, I'm actually rushing because I had to go to the doctor's because I got pushed back because yesterday I was working and then I have to go to some movie thing for one of my friends. So we will try to get through this as quickly and orderly as possible. But before that, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nico'sAesthetics for more exclusive videos, weekly live streams, be a part of the podcast that airs every Thursday, 5:30, 7 p.m. CDT. If that sounds interesting to you and you want to see a live stream panel talking about various discussions, then it is waiting there for you. But now, before we get started, last video's comment. This was talking about the Gucci third leg situation. Unfortunately, the subject matter did demonetize my video, so I'm going to be wording things very carefully from now on. Point is, the comment basically said, do not accept just a screenshot of test results. And I actually agree for the sole fact that most clinics are digital now, so if somebody can take a screenshot, they can as easily log into their patient portal and show you their test results in live action. There's no need to take a stale screenshot, seeing as how that can be edited. So if anything, get a screen record. Make sure that you're getting tested frequently. I wouldn't say go to 2 different clinics if you're going to a reputable one. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you're actively getting tested and that you actually have these discussions with your partners. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get on to the actual video. Today we are going to be talking about the hypocrisy of the Black church. Nico, what do you mean? Coming out of Flager County, Florida, of all places. Nico, Florida is one of those places where I'm like, do we really need it? do we really need it? Just the way everything that happens down there is pretty out of pocket. Basically, this seasoned pastor, Alphonso Joseph, was just minding his business on a random weekday evening on a golf course with a 15-year-old boy when he was just interrupted by a police officer who was called because of the noise complaint coming from the car blaring music. Now, Nico, I know this is such a predicament. The police officer simply interrupted these 2 far older gentlemen at the age of 48 and a minor simply enjoying their evening when he walked up to the car and saw that Joseph was quickly pulling his pants up. Nico! Well, yes, as per usual, someone who is in charge of preaching the word of God, who is actively interpreting a man-written book from the teachings of the Lord that condemns homosexuality, that condemns adultery, that condemns, etc., was doing all of the above.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Just stepping out here for me? Shut the door for me?
What you guys doing, man? You have any weapons on you or anything like that?
No.
So what are you guys doing out here?
We was just chilling, that's all.
Just chilling.
It was getting hot in the car, so I just took my shirt off.
Well, when I walked up, you were putting your shorts on.
No, my shorts, because a lot of times when my shorts, they get kind of stuck. So I was like trying to fix them.
Okay.
Because when you sit in the car, it get wet, sometimes give you a wedge.
Okay. So, let me see how it looks. I come up, you 2 are in the back seat.
Right. Because the front seat, the front seat is like far away from me. So I was like, just talking.
How old are you?
I'll be 48.
Or you guys have your pants down?
I didn't
You don't
have
have to
my
lie.
pants
I kind of figure what's going on.
I didn't have my pants down, though.
So he had.
He had his pants down?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're not gonna tell me what's going on? No.
That was.
If that's what you guys are doing, that's what you guys are going to do.
Right.
At some point.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
You know, he would do it all the time, but you don't need to lie.
Okay. Yeah, I was sucking in. Go ahead and turn around, champion back.
So when the police officer actually pulled him to the side and brought him out, he basically said, so what are you 2 doing out here? And he said, well, me and this fine young minor We came out here to have a conversation, but it began to get hot, so I took my shirt off, and then he was so far away because I was sitting in the front seat, so I had to get in the back seat with him, and the police officer said, then why were you pulling your pants up? And he said, well, you know, when your shorts get wet, it gives you a wedgie, so I was just trying to correct myself for when I got outside the car to talk to you. It was all innocent. I was just doing the Lord's work. And then the police officer said, then why was he pulling his pants up? And he said, oh, he was? Yeah. Why is he doing that? He sat up here and explained that he doesn't know, and you know, we were just having a small conversation. Nothing is wrong. I'm sorry about the noise complaint. The police officer said, you know, you could stop with all the lying. At the end of the day, I have a fairly good notion on what you two were doing, and you know, everybody does it. It's not really that big of a deal. If you're doing what you're doing, just say you're doing what you're doing. That's perfectly fine. And this buffoon, Nico, listen, if a police officer is saying, oh, it's nothing wrong, you know, you're just doing what you're doing, and that's what y'all was doing, that's what y'all was doing. I don't really have no issue with it. Baby, you are in Florida with a minor in the backseat of your car. Okay, so he said, yeah, you know, I was actually, you know, giving that, I was doing all that. And he said, okay, turn around and put your hands behind your back for me, baby. Turn around and put your hands behind your back for me, baby. So apparently, this is his second offense. I could not find evidence of the first one being attached to a minor once again. But with this, he tried to do a plea deal, and the judge actively bargained with him, I guess, to come to an arrangement. And now this man, Alphonso Joseph, a highly respected pastor within the Flagler County area of Florida, is serving 5 years in prison, 10 years on probation, and he will have to stay on the offender list for the rest of his life. And I don't feel bad for him. I'm so tired of people coming out to actively condemn homosexuality, to condemn the LGBT community. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they're all doing it. They're all doing it. So in this particular situation, it sickens me, especially because it's a minor, but it also goes to show that a lot of people that preach hate are actually ashamed of themselves. And some of them, they are okay with who they are okay with the lifestyle, but they know that they will be able to gain notoriety. They'll be able to attain a stable career in the church if they actively condemn those that are different. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they're traumatizing people doing the exact same thing, because the mother was actually interviewed after this all came out. Bless her heart, because she didn't sound as infuriated as a mother should that her 15-year-old was in the backseat of a car with a pastor. But she basically said, this caused me and my son a lot of emotional turmoil. This caused us a lot of trauma. And I am sending prayers to that gentleman so that his situation gets ordered. But I just want to leave this in the past. And I'm like, you're sending prayers to that gentleman? Calling him a gentleman when he was in the backseat with your minor child? I don't understand. I don't understand how somebody is not more outraged. And in this particular situation, it reminds me of the old story of how Black families tend to sweep things under the rug if it's uncomfortable to talk about. We just don't talk about that. We just don't talk about Uncle So-and-so. We just don't leave the kids around them. Don't have them at family meetings. Don't have them at... Meanwhile, you should be actively ostracizing these people from the community. But with all that information in hand, I'll leave the conversation up to y'all. Did y'all see this go viral on social media? Did y'all hear about Alphonso and his wedgie in the backseat of that car and the big misunderstanding between him and the 15-year-old? How do you feel about more and more pastors, more and more community leaders who are actively anti-LGBT and pro the word of God continuously getting caught up in situations like this? Because this isn't the first, and I doubt it's going to be the last. But with that, I will leave the conversation up to y'all.